subscribe, leave a like. That means push thumbs up. And hit that bell for a notification. I was doing the videos last night, and my phone decided to say, "Oh, you're out of memory," and then I wasn't able to continue. So I stopped and tried to record the second video, and it acted like it was recording, but it actually didn't record. So fun me, I stayed up an extra 30, 40 minutes because of it when I was tired, and yet again I don't get much sleep. So here I am making a wonderful video for you. So please assist me. And where I left off on the first video was on the Ace of Swords for the third card on the Shin spread. So we're moving on to the fourth card, and that's relationships with children, education, and preferred pastimes and pleasures for humanity. And it was the Lover's card. Alright, the Lover's card. Number 6 Arcana. Okay. The Lover's card represented by a man standing immobile on the corner formed by the junction of two roads. His eyes are fixed on the ground and his arms crossed over his chest. Two women, one on his right and the other on to his left, place one of their hands on his shoulder, showing him the two roads. The woman on the right has her brow bound with a golden circle and personifies virtue. The one on the left is crowned with vine shoots and represents the tempter Vice. Above this group, the genius of justice, gliding in a dazzling halo, tightens his bow and directs the arrow of chastisement towards Vice. The whole of this scene expresses a struggle between passions and conscience. Remember, O son of earth, that for common men the attractions of vice are more prestigious than the austere beauty of virtue. If the Arcana Lover's card appears in the horoscope, take care in selecting your solutions. Obstacles in front of you block the road you are looking for. Opposing probabilities glide around your head, and your will facilitates between opposing parties. In all cases, indecision is more disastrous than a bad choice. Go forwards or retreat, but remember that a chain of flowers is more difficult to break than a chain of iron. Trial. Examine, attempt, important choice in the effective professional or commercial field and others. A decision in this necessary marriage pledge pact. Negative. False city, temptation, guilty love, failure in a trial, unfaithfulness, separation, love not exchanged, missed promises, indecision. So, if you're thinking about having children, be careful. I know who you're having children with. Guilty love. You feel guilty. That's not good. It's a sign of you're on the wrong decision. You're on the wrong path. Of having children. If you already have children and they're grown, they might have children. So, I don't feel like it's a good, unless it's positive. that they've been together a while and they know each other. That's where trial, examine come in, the positive. Effective, professional, commercial fields, and others. So this also could be preferred pastimes and pleasures. Right? Just don't. If you're flirtatious and you enjoy that, just know that it's not gonna last. Potentially, anything that is new this month is probably not gonna last. If you're already in a relationship or you've been knowing this person for a while, it's probably a good thing. Alright, moving on. Next one talks of travels, plans, and correspondence. Travels, plans, and correspondence. I think this is temperance. No, wait. Justice, sorry. This is justice. Justice is portrayed by a woman seated on a throne whose brow is encircled by a crown decorated with the sword points. In her right hand, she is holding a sword turned upwards, and in her left, some scales. Libra. And Scorpio. If you look, it kind of looks like a scorpion's tail. And Libra, transitioning to Scorpio. She is Themis, the ancient symbol of justice, who weighs actions and, as a counterweight, opposes the sword of expiation to evil. Justice that emanates from God is the balanced reaction that rebuilds order. That is the equilibrium between right and duty. The sword here is a sign of protection for the good, and the threat for evil. The eyes of justice are bandaged to point out how she weighs and strikes without taking the conventional differences that men establish among themselves into consideration. Remember, O son of earth, that to reproduce victory and dominate obstacles already overcome is just a part of man's task. To achieve it completely, it is necessary to establish equilibrium between the forces that are brought into play. Every action produces a reaction, and will must foresee the clash between opposing forces. In order to temper and annul them, every future act is balanced between good and evil. Every intelligence that does not know how to balance itself resembles an aborted sun. Not a child. S-U-N, like the sun. Beaming down rays of light. Knowledge. Positive, law, equilibrium, equity, justice, harmony, fatality, subjection to consequential logic, respect for natural hierarchy and order, rule of life. Negative, prejudices, factions, incorrectness, abuse of power, fraud, injustice, false accusations, loss of process, problems of all sorts deriving from one's own behavior, arrest. You can already tell, like today, Bernie Sanders has heart surgery. Okay. I understand that's not something to be all like, oh, ha ha ha. No, I understand that. But at the same time, you can't ignore the facts of justice. Okay? Biden, Ukraine. It's like that devious child or person that does something wrong and blames somebody else for it. It's like, Dad's, who did this? And they both point at each other. You know, someone's lying. And it's probably the kid that did it that's lying. So look at the evidence. Okay. One of the kids uses his left hand, and the other kid uses his right hand, and you can see which thumb on the print from evidence who did what. Okay. It was the left. All right. And they even admitted to it when you weren't paying attention. But you know that now. All right, next card. Indications about study companions, work colleagues, or business partners. It is a 10 of Swords. So this month is all about swords and pentacles, or money and conflict. Ten of Swords. Horus defeat. The crossed swords around the god's eye represent the moment when Seth temporarily succeeds in getting the better of Horus by tearing out an eye. Positive. Impossible to act. Pains that come and go. Affliction. Exhaustion. Negative. Favors. Small earnings. Short-lasting advantages. This is study companions, work colleagues, or business partners. Betrayal. It's like they trusted Seth, out there in the desert to be out there in the desert. And he's like, yeah, I don't want to be in the desert no more. I'm gonna wreak havoc. I've been planning and preparing to wreak havoc. So I didn't trust him. Not this month. No. This month is not. This is all about everybody needs to be a recluse. And if you're not, you're probably a negative person. Probably not a very good person that needs to work on yourself. Go look in the mirror. Okay? You want to put all that frustration and what you believe is right, put it, deep down inside, if it was done to you, it'd make you mad. Do it to yourself. Be a masochist. Maybe you'll learn something. Alright, moving on. The next card represents profits, wealth, estate, and property. 5 of Pentacles. Moving money around. The 5 of Pentacles. The ray of the south. 2 cobras coming directly out of the sun represent Ra's destructive power and flame fluid. It destroys life. Positive, unrealizable desires, obstacles, useless expenditure, economic worries, material problems. Negative, disorder, waste, discord, unexpected taxes, fines, or contributions. Be careful traveling. You may get a ticket. This is a month of conserve, save, don't spend your money. Save up for the holidays. Okay, don't go shopping spree on Halloween stuff. You should have already gotten that over with, which I did yesterday on the 1st. Got it over with. Now I'm gonna save my money. I'm not gonna spend anything other than paying bills. Don't invest. Oh yeah, stock market. It's gonna be like Bitcoin. Oh, poor Bitcoin. Yeah, that's the problem. I mean, there's some good things about Bitcoin. It's decentralized, whatnot. But you know what the problem is of that? They can. Oh, it's decentralized until someone buys all the Bitcoin or most of it, and then it's centralized into one person. Oh my God, that's so ridiculous. It's very contradictory. Okay. Very contradictory to itself. Not to be said that you can't make money. You can't. I mean, technology from it is potentially a good thing, potentially, but it's also equally potentially a bad thing. So, just like I guess all technology, really. So, don't buy into that. Oh, it's decentralized and the banks and it just creates new bankers. That's all it's doing. Whoever hoards it is a bank. That's what a bank is. Someone who hoards wealth. It's funny. It's funny. It's like meet the new boss, same as the old boss. Just more to offer, but not in a good way. Kind of like depends. Depends. It's moody. It's way more moody than the old boss. Continuing on. Number 8. Which is love, sexuality, marriage, sentimental relationship. Monkey mind. Monkey mind. Holding the eye with 2 coins above and below. Two of Pentacles. Thoth's power. The god Thoth, doctor and magician, holds the eye that Horus lost during his struggle with Seth. The reconquest of light over the shadows begins in this way. Positive. Difficulties on the way to being solved. Recovery process. Return to order. Negative. Injustice. Bad news. Economic fluctuations. Instability. And once again, this is good and bad. I mean, love, sexuality, marriage, sentimental relationships. Difficulties on the way of being solved. Recovery process. Return to order. This is not a good time to be adventurous, expressive. This is a good time to be reclusive and conservative of all these things. Okay? If your lover doesn't understand that you can't be spending all kinds of money, then there's a problem you need to fix and work on. Sit down and talk and go at it. Alright, moving on. Material and spiritual ambitions. 5 of Swords. Osiris' defeat. 5 swords above Horus' eye represent the defeat of his father Osiris by Seth. Positive. Attachment to material goods. Avarice. Evil but indissoluble bond. That's positive. Negative, serious loss, dashed hopes, destruction, dishonor. So hold on to the stuff you got. Reuse, recycle. If you feel like, I need to do this. No, you don't. No, you don't. That's just going to cause problems. Okay. Wait to buy, replace anything. Wait. No, not during October. Don't do it. Don't do it. Material and spiritual ambitions. And spiritual ambitions. Okay. Get some spiritual items. Don't buy any. The ones you have, if you have any. If not, go to a spiritual place. That's free. Don't pay for anything. In October of 2019, don't do it. Next card. Represents relationships and institutions with law and religion. This is where the Temperance card is. Temperance. That is the 14th card. 14th Arcana. Temperance. Expresses the perpetual movement of life in the divine world. In the intellectual world, it is a combination of ideas that create moral life. In the physical world, it is a combination of the forces of nature. Son of Earth, consult your strengths, not to retreat in front of obstacles, but to use them slowly, like water that falls drop by drop and erodes the hardest stone. Positive. Moderation, harmony, serenity, capacity to adapt, happy transformation, holiday, repose, healthy diversion, I can't even say that word. Thaumaturgical virtues, positive, magnetism, recovery, transfusion of vital force. Negative, excesses of all types, anxiety, impatience, wrong choices, incapacity to adapt, tension, frustration, strong dislikes, oppositions, confusion. So relationships, institutions, law, and religion. Yeah, don't go out on a limb for any of this stuff. If you're already in it, and you've been part of it, this is a time to not partake in conflict of any kind. If any kind of argument or debate comes up, don't say anything. And if they demand an answer out of you, tell them you're going to have to think about it for a month. You need a month to figure it out. That's what I would do. Because wrong choices are going to happen. Incapacity to adapt, tensions, frustrations, strong dislikes, oppositions, confusion. It's not a good time to make decisions. It's not a good time to be part of anything that significant that is going to say one thing or the other. And government is like, it's showing you that it is the macro to your micro. Okay? You're having inner conflict, whether you're on the left or on the right. You're having inner conflict one way or the other. There's two ways to look at everything. Moving on. Friends, acquaintances, or occasional contacts with people. Hermit. Like I've been telling you. Hermit. Be a hermit. Like, sorry. It's just not time for me to be hanging out and having a good time. Because it's not going to be a good time. It's going to fall. It's going to blow up on your face. You're going to fall on your face. You're not going to have... You're going to be... Nobody's going to like each other. It's going to be dull. It's going to be blah. Halloween parties. No. Don't do it. whatever comes from Halloween parties this year is going to give you problems over time. You're going to, one of those things. You're like, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have gone to that party. Got so wasted. Whatever. So, hermit for friends, acquaintances, occasional contacts with people. And that is the ninth card of Arcana. Hermit is depicted by an old man leaning on his stick as he walks, carrying before him a lit lamp that he hides under his cloak. This old man personifies the experience acquired during one's life's work. The lit lamp signifies the light of intelligence that must be spread over the past, the present, and the future. The cloak half hiding the lamp signifies discretion. The stick symbolizes the support that prudence gives the man who does not free his own thought at all. Remember, O son of earth, that prudence is the wise man's armor. Caution enables him to avoid rocky coast and precipice, and have a presentiment of treachery. Take it as your guide in all actions, even in the smallest. Here below, nothing is indifferent. A pebble can overturn a chariot of a master of the world. Remember that if words are silver, silence is golden. And duct tape's silver too. So if you need duct tape your mouth shut, I would suggest doing that. Positive, wisdom, prudence, caution, solitude, search for spirituality, silence, reserve, austerity, celibacy, person able to offer precious advice, clarify mysteries, and resolve serious problems, doctor, healer, alchemist, expert in every field. Negatives: sadness, misanthropy, persecution, complex, imprudence, recklessness, obstinacy, delays due to excessive prudence, failure deriving from haste or unfounded fears, sterility, inconclusiveness, betrayal, imprisonment. They're just going to get you in trouble. I'm not saying they're necessarily... what's going to happen if you go to a gathering, a party, or a concert? There's going to be those counterdictive opposing forces, and somebody's going to jail, or somebody's going to the hospital. Somebody's getting beat up. So it's not going to be pretty. I would just stay away from me. Everyone is taking time bomb this month. Ugh. Card A indicates elements that are favorable to the humanity. And we have the star. The star is the 17th card. And expressed immortality in the divine world. In the intellectual world, it is the inner light that illuminates the spirit. In the physical world, it is hope. Star is depicted as a flaming star with 8 rays surrounded by another 7 stars gliding over a naked young woman who pours the fluids of universal life, contained in 2 chalices, one gold and the other silver, onto the arid earth. Beside her, a butterfly flutters on a rose. This young woman is the symbol of hope that drops its dew on our saddest days. She is naked to signify that even when we have been denuded of everything, hope still remains. Above her, the flaming star symbolizes the apocalypse of destiny, enclosed by 7 seals that are the 7 planets. Emerald Tablets talks about 7. The 7 masters, or 7 guards. The butterfly is the symbol of resurrection beyond the grave. Remember, O son of earth, that hope is the sister of faith. Strip yourself of passion and errors in order to study the mysteries of the true science, and their key will be given to you. Then a ray of divine light will shoot from the occult sanctuary to dissipate the shadows of your future and show you the path of happiness. Whatever happens in your life, never destroy the flowers of hope, and you will gather the fruits of faith. positive: faith, hope, inspired grace, good, auspicious, favorable omens, happy conclusions, encouraging results, brilliant idea, effective advice, disinterested help, beauty, harmony, poetry, pureness of spirit, chastity. Negatives: if you don't heed my words, resignation, fatalism, bad omens, unfavorable moment, problems of various types, loss of lucidity, indiscreet curiosity, lack of diplomacy. You will be exposed as the people who are bad and need healing on yourself or for yourself, or you might refuse and say, no, I like being the bad guy. Fine, be the bad guy. It's going to suck for you. Card B, contrary elements to the star. And it's strength. It's strength. Which is the 11th card. Strength expresses the principle of every force, spiritual and material, in the divine world. In the intellectual world, it is moral force. In the physical world, it is organic force. The arcana, the strength card, is portrayed by a young girl who effortlessly closes a lion's jaws with her hands. It is the emblem of strength,